Hey guys, it's Douglas G14B here with another in my line of Redstone tutorials. In my last tutorial, I explained the very basics of Redstone, pretty much just what Redstone is and what it looks like when it's powered and what a torch is and what a repeater is. One thing you'll notice here is the redstone looks different. Some of the textures look different. I'm using a texture pack that me and my friend compiled. We've been using this one for quite some time now, probably about 8 or 9 months. For the first tutorial, I opted that it would be better if you saw what the classic redstone looked like, since I was showing you the very basics. But now that you understand that, I'm pretty sure that you can understand that this is redstone. Alright. The first gate that we're going to visit is the NOT gate, otherwise known as an inverter. I believe I showed you this on the first one, but this is how it works. Your output comes out the front here, where the torch is. Your input comes in the back. And when your input is off, the output is on. When your input is on, the output is off. Alright. This is how it's built, if you couldn't already tell. You need one block of any kind that you can actually put a torch on. You cannot put a torch on glass or ice. Put a torch on the front. You can actually put a torch on any side that you want the output to be on. I am just putting it on the front since everything else is pointing in that direction. Your input comes in from the back, your output comes out from the front. And it inverts whatever signal, meaning the signal that comes out is opposite from the signal that's going in. Alright, now we have an OR gate. An OR gate works when any of the inputs are on, the output is on. This, I personally have not found much use for this, but as you'll see here, inputs on, outputs on, turn any of the other ones on. The output will still stay on. How this works is this input comes over here, hits the block, and turns this torch off. Remember I showed you that on the first one? If you have a block with a torch anywhere on it, and you have a live wire attaching to that block, that torch will be off. Now, with this torch off, causes this redstone wire attached to it to turn off, which allows this torch to turn on, as I will demonstrate right here. With this redstone wire, this torch is off, thus the output is off. A very, very simple way to make this. This is actually kind of funny that it even needs to be that complicated. All an OR gate is this. That's an input, that's an input, that's an input, this is the output. And when any of these on, the output is on. That's really all an OR gate is. It just looks better when it's attached to a block like this. And that is an OR gate. Alright, next we have the AND gate. You'll use this gate a lot. I found myself using this gate tons. Sorry, I had to turn today. Start turning dark. How the AND gate works is when both inputs are on, the output is on. So both of these inputs need to be on for that output to turn on. As you can see there. When one of these are on, the output is still off because there is one of the torches on the top is still on, powering the redstone wire, which is turning the front torch off. Now they're both on, both the torches are off, allowing this torch to be on, powering the wire. And there's an AND gate. AND gate works when only input A and input B are on, then output C will be on. Pretty much when both inputs are on, output will be on. That's why it's called an AND gate. Now, next gate we have, it's a little bit more complicated. It's an XOR gate. This stands for exclusive OR gate. Don't ask me exactly what it means, I've forgotten a long time ago. But how this works is when the inputs are different, the output is on. So if I have both inputs on, the output's off. If I have both inputs off, the output's off. I have one of them on, the output is on. Have the other one on, and the output is on again. I'm going to show you how to build this. What you need is you're going to need 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going to need 9 blocks of any type that you can put a torch on. You're going to need to put 3 blocks down as a base, like this, 3 by 2. Put 1 block in the middle. Then you're going to take 2 redstone torches, put one right there on one side of the middle block, and put one on the other side of the middle block. Then you're going to put 1 torch on each side of the front. After that, you put a piece of redstone wire between the 2 torches, like that. Then you put 2 blocks on top of the torches. If you notice, I just put it right on top there. If you actually point on top of the torch, you can place blocks. For instance, if you see that little square right around that redstone, there's little lines, you can actually point and put a block in the appropriate spot. Anyways, that's for a different time. Then, once you've done this, you put redstone wire in the middle right there. Then you put a torch right there, and a torch right there. Your outputs need to be attached like that, with a wire coming off. And your inputs go on both sides. And when one input is on, the output will be on. When the inputs are different, the output will be on. That's how an XOR gate works. Now, this is an XNOR gate. XNOR gate. It stands for pretty much a negative XOR gate, meaning when both inputs are the same, the output is on. So, kind of the opposite. So, when the inputs are different, the output is off. But when they're both the same, the output is on. I personally have not found much use for this. I've used this one a lot more. But let's go over to the examples. Actually, hold on. First, let me show you how to make the AND gate. My apologies, I didn't show you how that works. So, you need 3 blocks of any kind, as long as you can put a torch on them. You put 1 torch on the top on both sides, a torch in the middle on the front. Then you put a piece of redstone wire in between them. And your inputs will come on both sides where the torches are, like that. And then your output will come from the torch in the front. There you go. Alright, now my first example that I've set up for you is my XOR house. Now, it works pretty much. I have an XOR gate under the ground that's attached to wires coming from that lever and this lever. If you'll notice, when that lever is on and that lever is off, the door opens. That lever's off. Sorry, that lever's on, and the lever inside of here is on. The door closes because the signals are the same. This is how you can make a door that you flip a lever on the outside to open it, flip a lever on the inside to close it, and you're good to go. I'm going to dig under the ground here and show you where the circuitry is for this thing, if I can find it. Alright, there we go. Alright, this wire comes from one of the levers. It goes into the XOR gate that I showed you earlier. This wire, right here, comes from the other lever and it goes into the XOR gate. And then the outputs come over here, go up to the door. Now, what you see here is a different type. This is called vertical transmission of redstone. I'm going to go out here and give you a quick tutorial since my time is starting to run out. You need a block and a redstone torch on the top. Now, anything that's on top of the block, this block right here, will be powered by that torch, for instance, like that. Now, this is also a way to transmit redstone upwards without having to make a really long ladder. Because if you notice, that one just turned off because it's powered. Now if you put another block on top of that and do that, it's now on. So if I keep stacking this up and you do that, the redstone coming off of it, if you'll notice this redstone's off, that redstone is off, and then you turn that redstone on and voila, this redstone's on because the signal will go up. And that's how this door works actually. The output from the XOR gate will come around over here. When it's on, it'll turn that torch, this torch off, which allows this torch to be on, thus opening the door. You can try it out yourself, just build it outside and attach it to the door and see how it works for you. My next house over here is my AND house. Oh, it doesn't open. Why is that? Because it's an AND gate. Remember that an AND gate, both the inputs need to be on for the output to be on. So you have to have two levers on for this door to open, because that door is attached to the output of this wire. So let's say you have a house like this. This is kind of a generic house I made for this tutorial. And you want to have kind of a lock of sorts, a very easy, simple lock on your door. So normally most people just have a lever and pop the door open. Now you want to have it locked or hidden. So you hide a lever somewhere, for instance, in the side of a mountain. I will show you where I hid mine. Right here. You go back here. Oh look, there's my other lever. Flip it. And the door's open. Close. Open. Now and that's how the AND house works. Oh, under the door is the same circuitry as under the XOR door. Now, here's the complicated one. I'm going to have to fit this one into 2 minutes time. This is the XOR OR and NOT house. This uses all three of these gates to achieve something kind of unique. A lock. This one works the same. It has an XOR gate under there working the same as the first house. Like that. But you can lock it. There's your lock. Now no matter how many times you flip this one or the outside one, it's not going to open. This is because, I'll show you a little extra circuitry that's under here. Remember what I told you earlier, when you start working with redstone it starts to get really complicated and pretty much just turns into a mess? Well, here's a small mess for you. I'm going to try and decipher it as quickly as I can and as effectively as I can for you. Don't want to screw you over with a good explanation. So when this is turned on, actually even better, when these are turned on, the outside one and the inside one, as you can see there's an XOR gate right here. That lever goes to the XOR gate, and the other lever, which is way over here, it's right up above me right there, goes to the outside of the XOR gate. Now, the output of the XOR gate, this is just kind of, made it a little too compact, so I had to make some redstone mess to get it to work. The output of the gate goes to a NOT gate, which means when this is on, that's off, and vice versa. Which then goes to another NOT gate. Actually, why did I have NOR up there? That's weird. Well, it goes to another NOT gate, inverting it again. But remember, when there is a signal going into a NOT gate, when there's a signal going into a NOT gate like this, this stays off. So when this is on, it puts its signal into this, turning it off permanently until that's off, blocking the door. Alright, well, I'm running out of time. I will give another tutorial on more advanced redstone connectivity and some tips and tricks See you next time.